Sure.
Good morning. Today is the 5th, actually the 2nd of May, and we're doing a strategy session here. And one of the things I want to let you know is that we now do this as a strategy session. Let me explain why. These little things I'm going to teach you right now, even though there's no guest on it, it doesn't really matter
Uh-huh.
because the business is growing anyway. But what you want to do is I'm going to teach you some techniques and some things to help you grow your business faster. So
Okay.
uh, if someone comes on a meeting and they're a guest, that's awesome. I do, I love it when the guests come on and I can help them. But if no guests come on and one person comes on or 10 people come on, then it becomes training. So I just want you to
Yeah.
understand that.
Okay, so I'm going to make sure the people I have come on. I'm sending them a text now to let them know that they're supposed to be on here.
Okay, no problem. So if they come on,
Okay.
great. If they don't, you're going to learn more today. I'll wait a couple more minutes for you. But let me just talk while we're going through it. All right, who just came on with us? If you could turn your cameras on, that would be great. Just so I can see who's with us. That'd be awesome. I'd appreciate it. And fantastic. Andrew, nice to meet you, Andrew. I'm glad you can make it on.
How you doing?
I'm fantastic. Is this your first time here? Is your first time seeing this?
Yeah, I think we signed up on Wednesday or Thursday.
That's right. I remember you now. Yep, I remember you the other day. Fantastic. So what we're going to do today is the way I do this, Andrew, is I do two things. One, if guests come on that it's their first time seeing it, I do a strategy session like we did on Tuesday or Thursday. If not, then what I do is I turn it into a training to help you guys get your business growing faster. So either way, it's going to be a win-win for you no matter what. Okay. All right. And you want to
Okay.
get yourself a pen and paper so you can take a lot of notes because during these meetings, I give a lot of training, I give a lot of meat, and I give a lot of some very valuable tips that can help you. All right. Tell me, Andrew,
Gotcha.
what company are you in again? Can you tell me
Repeat that.
which company are you in,
When you say which company,
or
what I
what
do
is
for a
your
living?
what is your business or your product or service that you offer? Or
Uh, it's a combination of a few things. It could range between insurance services, financial services. To be honest, I don't know why I did it. I just wanted to see if I could do it, but um, I had joined this Go High Level thing with Growth Hub 365. So it it's like basically um a digital thing that you can sell websites and stuff too. So like it just offers you an opportunity to make an offer to people.
got it.
If you got
Okay. Okay, I got it. So you're in a digital world. The most important thing I just wanted to find out is the industry so I can give you a few case studies and some ways to use it. The way you use a pitch to help you sell more of your services that you're offering now. So, okay, let's go ahead and jump right in. I'm going to start with training unless somebody comes in that is actually interested in building the business or learning about pitch. I'm going to start right now because I like to start after someone else just came in. Who just came in with us? LC.
I did, Stephen.
Hi, and Lori. Oh, hey, Lori, good to see you. I'm glad you can
You
make it
as
on.
well. Thank you. I'm sorry I'm late.
No, it's okay. I always like to start like about 5 minutes after because this is what happens, timing and everything. So let me tell you what I like to do. Like I mentioned, is whenever there's a presentation time, which is now, if no guests come on, I always like to turn it into a training to give you guys a lot of value, some things that can really help you guys grow your business.
Yeah, that's
And
great.
what Yes, yes. So the first thing I want you guys to do, I know most of your businesses, I know all of your businesses now, but one thing I want you to think about as we go through this training, first of all, make sure you have blue pen, white paper. Blue pen, white paper, because you can remember the information 40% more. Okay? 40% more. I know that sounds a lot, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's true. You remember the information so much more. And the reason why you remember it so much more is because your brain, when you're writing with white paper and blue ink, for some reason it comes off the page differently than if you don't use white paper and blue ink. So that's the reason why. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something for you guys really quick. I'm going to share a website and I'm going to share a different website for you. Give me a second. I'm going to stop sharing and we're just going to talk for a second. So I want to go over a few things with you. the most important thing I want you to understand about this here, 1 second. Let me get my standard screen, stop sharing. All right. So the most important thing I want you to understand about this business and your business and what you're doing is you got to first of all know the industry you're in. So now let me ask you, and you guys can just you can say it out loud, just say full or part-time or as just a product to sell your product. So with Pitch, there's 3 things you can do. Number 1, you can use Pitch to sell your own products or services. That's what I started it out for initially with my coaching business, and it's done really, really well. It's actually increased my percentage and everything tremendously. That's the first thing you can use it for. Second thing you can use Pitch for is to generate additional income on a part-time basis, in addition to what you're currently doing. And that's what most people come aboard and want to do, which is be able to generate a little extra income. And a little extra income being a little as $500 a month, as much as $1,000 a month, or as much as $5,000 a month. Depends on your goal. And then the third thing you can do with Pitch is you can make it a business, and you can turn it into a full-time business and really learn how to make this, 10, 20, 30, $50,000 a month business. But that's the goal. That would have to be a goal, and that would have to have a plan behind it. So let me ask, of the 3 of you, which one are you? So is this for your existing business, or is this a part-time business with Pitch, or are you looking at taking this to the next level, to a full-time level? What would you say, Andrew?
I would say a little bit of all 3, because most of the products and services that I offer on a day-to-day basis, I think, by using this platform and people see it, they would want to be involved with it as well. But other colleagues that pitch other product and services would like to, I would say like to be a part of as well. So a little bit of all 3. Slow start, and then you just elevate and take it off from there.
Okay, good. So let me give you the mindset behind that then. That's the first thing. And this is something all 3 of you can think about. The mindset of what you just said is that you're going to try to run 3 businesses simultaneously. A little difficult to do when you're first starting out. A little difficult. Now you can do all 3, but the mindset about you have 3 full-time businesses is very difficult when you're first starting. So here would be a better way to look at that so you can accomplish that goal. Okay. First of all, whatever your particular business is, you want to think about this. Do you know that business? Because it's very challenging to build 2 businesses simultaneously and be masters at both of them. Very challenging, especially when the industry that you're in. So when I tell you this right now, you got to understand the industry that you're in right now. You are in the direct sales industry. Write that down. That's the industry you're in. It's called direct sales. And the reason why you got to know that is because this space, there's direct sales, there's internet sales, there's online sales, there's radio sales, there's door-to-door sales. There's a lot of different types of sales. But direct sales is a very special animal. Very special. That's the industry I've mastered for 36 years. Direct sales. I don't know many other industries. That's the one I perfected. So it took me a few days, and I'm gonna tell you why I say this. It took me a few days to realize what Pitch was, because when I first joined Pitch, I'm just gonna tell you what I did when I first joined this program. I joined and I said, "Oh man, this is awesome! I'm gonna start marketing the heck out of this." So guess what I did? I set up YouTube channel. I set up Facebook. I set up Instagram. I set up LinkedIn and Twitter and TikTok and all this stuff. And I was gonna do all this marketing. And I spent money on ads and all these different things. And you know what? None of it worked. You know why? I'm not in the internet business. Not in the internet marketing business. I'm not in this. This Pitch is not this. It's not a social media business. It's not what it's designed to do. It's called direct sales. Here's the proof. Zoom. During the pandemic, Zoom was a very small company for years. Very small, all the way up to the pandemic. 13, 14, 15 years, very small. Now they were an internet company just like this, right? They were able to sell their product all around the world on Pitch and on Facebook and Instagram for years. They had the money, the backing, everything. They didn't do it. How come? How come they were small? Because they were trying to do marketing with a direct sales product. And what ended up happening? All of us probably 100% unified, built the heck out of Zoom. You know what we did? We told everybody and their mother, you got to be on Zoom. You got to be on Zoom. Here's why. Because guess what? We were all sheltered in place together, right? And we had no communication. And what we did is we did word of mouth advertising for Zoom, and we turned that company to a $5 billion business effortlessly. Am I correct? Isn't that
Yep.
what we all did? Every
Yep.
one of us. Now, here's the real question. How much money did Zoom pay you to do it?
Zip.
Nothing. Not a penny. They kept all the profit. The good news is the owner of this company was part of Zoom during that time. He saw that happening. He was the #1 person selling Zoom around the world. By the way, someone else just came in with us. I'm glad you can make it. If you could turn your camera on, that'd be awesome. I just wanted to know if this is your first time here. Also, like I was mentioning, Zoom, the first time, so Zoom actually, their business blew up because of us telling everybody about it. So with that said, you got to understand that Zoom thought they were in the marketing business. No, you know what they were in? They were in the direct sales business. But you know what they didn't have? A direct sales team. They got one by accident. You understand? You understand what I'm saying? Zoom's business blew up because accidentally they got a direct sales team. Because of the pandemic, we were all sheltered in place. So everybody that came to Zoom told everybody to join Zoom, and their business blew up. Okay, so how does that relate to you? Pitch is a direct sales product. Yeah, I'd like to know who that last person is, because I'm about to show the website if I need to. If you're
That's Gail. She's not new.
okay, hey Gail, good to see you. I'm glad you can make it on. Okay, so you got to understand that this business is a direct sales play. What that means is you got to learn direct sales. This is not an internet sales, even though you can do some things on the internet to generate business. You can, and I'm going to go over some of those things you can do. But you got to understand the business you're in, because if you try to do this as a marketing play, it's not a marketing play. If Zoom over 15 years could not grow it huge with marketing and they had the budget, what are you going to do? What am I going to do? That's the same thing. So that's the first thing to understand. Not a marketing business, it's a direct sales play. Now, that doesn't mean it's multi-level marketing. That's different. You don't have to do that part. But direct sales means you got to basically share it with people. One-on-one. People buy because of you. Just like people bought Zoom because of you. People got on Zoom because we told them to do it. I told thousands of people to do it because I have a ministry and plus all the other stuff I was doing at the time. I told thousands of people to get on Zoom, and they didn't pay me a dime. So in the same way, you got to understand that's the product and the company that you're in. Okay, so that's the first thing. Next thing you want to do is you want to set your goals. You want to set the goals. So now, if you want to do this part-time, and by the way, Cheryl, let me ask you the question also. Is this part-time, full-time, or is it to sell your other product or service?
Right now, I'm focusing on pitch, but I still want to use it to sell other things, but my focus is on pitch.
Okay, good. So you made pitch your focus, your #1 product, and then the other products are your secondary. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm doing the same thing, and I'll explain that in a second. Lori, how about yourself? Is it full-time, part-time, or is it more just to sell your product?
It's full-time to sell my products.
Okay, full-time and to sell your product? Fantastic. How about you, Gail? Is pitch for you full-time? In other words, you're doing this as your major product, or part-time where you're doing pitch a little bit to make a little extra money and then selling your product with it, or you're just using it just to sell your product? What is your goal with pitch?
Probably the second is to probably like 50-50 to share pitch with others, and then also to use it to promote another business that I have.
Fantastic. Good. So the reason I brought that up for you guys, because you need to know that. You need to know the order of hierarchy in pitch so that you're not doing the wrong things at the wrong time. Because if you're going to use it for two things. So, and I'm telling you this because this is what I've experienced since I've been in pitch. It's been very successful for me, but I want to take it to a whole new level. So my mindset is this right now. And here's what I had to shift. I do one-on-one coaching. If you guys don't know what I do one-on-one coaching. People hire me to train them on the skills of being able to sell their own product and the skills of direct sales, regardless of the product. That's the big thing. And so I've been doing that for a long, long time. When I found Pitch, I looked at Pitch, and like I said, I jumped in thinking it was a marketing play. Now, I don't know marketing. So what I did is I got in there and I did a lot of stuff and wasted a lot of money and time, but that's okay because I had to learn what's right and what's wrong. Now what I realized is that, you know what Pitch is? It's just an extension of my existing coaching business. It's just an extension. It's just the in part. Because at the end part of my coaching business, I would have to send them a PayPal link or open up a regular screen or send them an invoice. Those things I had to do. Pitch just solved that problem. So now I don't do that anymore. It just made my closing faster and easier and everything else. Plus it generates additional income. So that's the first thing I had to recognize is that Pitch was just an extension of my business. But here's the big aha moment that just came from me the last few weeks is that Pitch is a direct sales business. It's the exact same thing I'm doing for my coaching business that I've mastered. In other words, in direct sales, write these things down because we're going to cover some of these today. Number one, you have to know how to generate leads. In direct sales, you got to know how to generate leads. And I'm going to give you some techniques on that today on how to generate leads. Number one, because if you're out of leads, you're out of business. Number one. And so I'm going to go through some steps on how to generate leads. And then you have to convert those leads into prospects. You got to know how to convert them into, and I'm going to tell you the meaning of that in a second. And then the third thing you have to learn how to do is how to invite those people to see Pitch. And that would go the same with this business or any other business and any other product you're doing. So everything I'm teaching you, not only will you be able to use to build Pitch, you're going to be able to use to build it whatever your other product or service is. Okay. But you got to learn it. You can't just hear it and then go back off and say, okay, let me go do my own thing again. No, it doesn't work that way. When I'm teaching you, it's very high level stuff. I'm going to give this to you. Okay. A lead. What is the definition of a lead? I've taught it to a few of you because I know who you are. You're my coaching client. So I want to ask, because sometimes you forget this. What is the definition of a lead? Somebody shout it out. And you guys can keep your phone unmuted if you like, unless you have a bunch of background noise. Because this is a conversation between us. So what is the definition of a lead?
A lead is somebody who has shown interest in your product.
Okay, someone who shows
some type
interest,
of
right there.
Yeah, they show
Okay.
interest.
Fantastic.
Some
What do you
type of
think a lead
channel
is,
that
Jay?
you can connect with. Huh?
Okay, Gail, what do you think a lead is? What is your definition of a lead?
Oh gosh, it's to me, I would consider it someone that I've had a conversation with, and we have exchanged information, and then I'm gonna follow up and have more conversation. So that's the lead part, and then they move
Okay.
into prospect.
Okay, perfect. So that's your definition of lead. What's your definition of lead, Cheryl? You better know this.
My definition of a lead is just somebody that's shown interest in something in something that you have to
Okay.
promote.
Okay. Got it. Lori, your definition of lead?
Yeah, so my definition of a lead is showing interest, being introduced, and having an email, a phone number, and a contact information.
Okay, very, very good. Okay, good. So all of you gave a different answer. If you notice that? Okay, if I ask 1,000 people the same question, I'll get 1,000 different answers. That is one of the biggest problems in direct sales because almost nobody knows the definition of a lead. And here's why. Because there's so many different lead generation companies and everybody comes up with their twist. Everybody comes up with their way to generate lead and all this lead generation stuff out there. What I'm about to give you right now is going to be an aha moment, and you need to understand the reason people fail in direct sales most of the time because they don't know how to generate a lead because they don't know what a heck a lead is. Write this down. A lead is nothing more than a name and contact. That's it. Name and phone number, name and email, name and Instagram, name and LinkedIn account, name and alignable account, name and a lead. It's just a name and contact. Nothing more. Now, they may be a hot lead. You may have talked to them. They might be a warm lead. You may have purchased the lead list. You may have done a funnel and they've opted in and they're all just names and contacts. Now, why is that important to understand? See, because half the time in direct sales, you know what people are doing? Running around trying to find more leads, chasing leads all day. That's what I hear. Oh, yeah, I'm just trying to find another lead source. Facebook ads and leads, just leads, right? Well, no, it leads just name and contact. Now, let me show you right now. None of you have a lead problem. You have a conversion problem.
Yep.
Let me explain what I mean. If you open up your cell phone right now and you look, I want you to do it while we're here. I want you to look on your phone because it shows how many contacts you have in your phone. Open up your cell phone right now and tell me in your contacts area how many contacts you have. I know I have about 2,000 in mine. So how many do you have in yours, Andrew? How many contacts do you have in your phone? Look at your phone right now and look under contacts and see how many contacts you have.
Oh, 1,264.
1,264 contacts. Got it. How about you, Jill? How many you got?
Okay,
How about
give
you,
me.
Cheryl? Or
Oh, go
you
ahead.
have how many?
Uh, wait, I forgot how to do my content. Oh, 357.
357 contacts. Laura, how many you got?
367.
You have 367 also?
Yeah.
Well, that's unique. Interesting. Okay, Laura, Cheryl, how many you got? Approximately. You're muted, Cheryl.
I'm looking for it.
It's okay. It's okay. So you tell us, just blurt it out when you're going. So let me just show you what I just proved to you right now. None of you have a lead problem. Here's why. Because a lot of those people in your phone, you may know them. Some of them, you may have forgot who they are. It doesn't matter. Here's the point. They're in your phone. You got to contact. Now, how many of you, by show of hands, have a LinkedIn account or Facebook or Instagram or something like that? All of you. So on those, I'm not going to tell you to look, but I guarantee you have more than 100 leads on there. Names and contacts, people you can access. If you don't, that's okay, Gail. You can build that up. But here's the point. You got 365 in your phone right now, 364. Here's the point to the matter is this. See, you don't have a lead problem. You have a conversion problem. Because what you didn't know what a lead was. Now that you know you have leads already. What you have to do, the first step to get those leads into your forefront is you have to either print your cell phone list by going to Google and printing your list off your email, or just go old school, get yourself a notebook, an old school notebook. And just so you know, I'm a notebook guy. I got a notebook here. I got another notebook here. I got a third notebook here. I'm old school because when I put stuff in my laptop or my cell phone, it vanishes. Out of sight, out of mind. And you guys probably the same way, right? So I go back old school. So you know what you got to do? Or you can use something like Excel, or you can use something like Google Sheets. You want to create a page for your leads. Because if you don't get them out of your phone, they don't exist. So you want to create a lead list of your leads. Now, one of the things you can do with your leads, you want to get down their name, their phone number, their email. Maybe if you can remember what they do or what company they're in, that's fine. If you don't have that, that's fine. And then put a column to say hot, warm, or cold. Now, I call them red, green, or brown. I call them red apples, green apples, brown apples. That's a whole other training down the road. But red, green, or brown, just start with red, green, or brown. Red means hot. They're ready to go. Green means they're warm, and brown means they're rotten. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to do that. Another column you can put on that sheet is if you've invited them to look at pitch. And then the next column you can put is, and in that column, the answer is a yes or no. Yes, I invited them, or no, I didn't. Another column you can put in that list is, did they show up to the meeting? And you can put a yes or no, they showed up to the meeting. And the third, did they join? And at what level? Yes, they joined at the standard, at the premier, or the pro. Or you don't even have to ask that question. Did they join? Did they pay for a membership or not? Yes or no. You just answer yes or no. And then at the last column you can put on there is the comment. What happened? Why didn't they join? What did they say? Let me tell you why this is important to do. Now you're being deliberate with your business. Now your business is intentional. See, there's a sentence. I want to tell you that's the name of this training, by the way, is this. When you track your activity, your results increase. Write that down. When you track your activity, your results increase. See, if you track how much you eat, you'll lose weight. When you track how much you spend, you'll save money. And when you track your activity, your results will increase. This is one of the key fundamentals of direct sales is you got to be good at tracking your activity. If you notice, I didn't say track the results, how many sales you made. Now, you do have you have a column on there of how many people joined, but the joining is only going to happen after you do the activity. Okay? So you got to track the activity, and then the results increase. So let's talk about the lead. You now have a list of leads. So what I would spend time to do today is I would spend time, I would take an hour or two, or however long it takes to go from A to Z in your phone. Go from A to Z and just put it on the list. Now, guess what? If you could print it out, great. If you could download it into a CSV and then upload it into Google Sheets, great. That's even better. Nowadays, we have technology. You can do that. If you don't know how to do it, guess what? Google it. Trust me, it don't take long to figure it out. Just Google it. Ask ChatGPT. They'll tell you how to download your phone list and upload it to a Google Sheet. You can be a genius today with technology. You don't have to know everything. Just ask the right question. Okay, so that's the first thing you want to do, because you got to get them out of your phone so you can see you have leads. Okay, that's a very important thing. The next thing as far as leads are concerned is you can look on your Alignable or you look on your LinkedIn. And did you know that you can download your whole LinkedIn contact list? Most people don't know that. In other words, name, phone number, email, everything. Yep, you can download that whole list. All you got to do is just go ask Google how to download my LinkedIn contact list. And guess what it'll do it? I just did mine. I had like 10,000 people on the list. Now we're doing campaigns with them. Okay? So you can do that. So now you have leads there. No more excuse. I don't have anybody to talk to. No more of that. No, you do. You have plenty of people to talk to. You just got to know how to talk to them. And I'm going to help you with that too. Okay, so now you have leads. So now that you've done that, you keep the leads separate. Your cell phone leads, keep them separate from your LinkedIn leads. There's a reason why. If you get some leads from Alignable, if you've been building up a list of leads from Alignable or the networking group you go to, keep them separate. So the reason why is because you can now target. You can say, hey, we're on Alignable together. We haven't talked about such and such. Or you can say, yeah, we're on LinkedIn. You can separate them and segregate them and communicate directly to them. Okay, because remember, you're in direct sales. So you now have all these segmented lists. Let's say you have 2 or 3 right now. Let's just keep that together. Another thing you could do, remember I told you to put the hot, warm, or cold, the red, green, or brown. You can separate them. So here's what you want to do. Now you can start thinking through your list. Okay, who is my lowest hanging fruit? Write that down, lowest hanging fruit. Lowest hanging fruit are the bright red apples. You know those people, you ask them, hey, you want to go to the movies? Yeah, I'm in. I'm down. Let's go. What are we going to see? They don't even care. Hey, you want to come over for dinner? Yeah, I'm in. Let's do it. You know what I mean? They just jump right in. They're like, yeah. Hey, you want to take a look at something? Yeah, I'm down. I'm open to look at it. You know those easy people that you can talk to, that you can just ask them anything and they'll just say yes? That's what's called lowest hanging fruit. Now, you want to make sure that these people may use some type of online service like this. So just ask them, hey, do you use Zoom in your business or in your personal life? Write that question down. Do you use Zoom or Google Meets or something like that in your personal life or in your business? You got to ask the question, because if someone does not ever use Zoom or something like that, then you have to go a different approach. So I want to talk about the approach of the product, because if they're already using the product, then it makes it a much easier transition to get them to look at pitch. If they're not using the product, you just have to go a different approach, which I'm going to teach you that approach in a second too. By the way, as I'm going with this training is your training, you guys. If you have questions, feel free to ask. You know, if I'm not clear on something, feel free to ask. I do my best to try to be very clear, but if something's not clear or something you're thinking, just don't feel weird to ask, because other people might be thinking the same thing. I just want to give that to you.
Hey,
Okay?
Stephen,
Yes.
this is Gail. I wanted to make a suggestion about the columns. you can add another column for where you know them or something. Like you can have a column. I'm trying to word it right, but
I got it.
for
Let me
L,
phrase it for you. Yes. So what you can
yeah,
say is where you met them, where met.
yes,
Just keep it simple. Where I met, where met.
right. And you
That's
can
something
just
like that.
use L for LinkedIn, A for Alignable, P for phone, and if you have something else, and then you can use
Or just
Chat
put other.
GTP to sort it based on those criterias.
There you go. See this technology that's out there that you guys can do that. Great job. Thank you, Gail, for sharing that. So there you go. So that's what you can do. Okay. So this is being deliberate with your business. This is what business owners do. They're very deliberate and specific on how they run their business. I'm sorry, guys. I'm looking around for the air conditioning thing because it's getting hot in here. It's getting hot in here. About to take off. No, I'm about to take off on my clothes, but you know what I'm saying. It's getting hot. Can you turn the air conditioner on, please? I don't know what's going on here in Brazil, but all of a sudden it's just warming up super quick. But anyway, okay. So leads, you got that? So you write down your leads, you get those leads down, and then the next thing you want to do is you want to sort them, like we just talked about. And then what you want to do is you want to think through, okay, who is the lowest hanging fruit, the easiest one you can talk to. Try to grab 20 or 30 of the easiest people that you can speak to. The people you know that will listen to you, the people that are open, the people that use Zoom a lot. Maybe they're a coach. Maybe here's a good one, in network marketing. I bet you this. If you know I bet you each one of you probably know 20, 30, 40 network marketers. And I'm going to show you in a minute how to use pitch to help those people grow their businesses. So if they're in another company or they're in a product, you're going to learn how to talk to these people. So anybody in network marketing, matter of fact, if I were you, I'd separate them out. If they're in network marketing, I would separate them out. If they're in insurance, I would make a category specifically for insurance agents. You're going to see why in a minute. Network marketers, anybody in the insurance space, financial services, insurance, health insurance, life insurance, anything like that. Separate those people out. And you'll see why. Okay. High-end ticket coaches, business coaches. That's another group that you can separate out because they saw a high ticket item and a lot of time they have to send an invoice. They lose sales big time because of it. So those are three separate industries. And then you have everybody else. So what you want to do is go directly to your account and look up the lowest hanging fruit. Who are the easiest people you could talk to? Okay, now the next thing you want to do is that. So that's generating the lead. So now, as you start going to networking events, you start going to different events like that. You're gonna have. And by the way, by next week, by next Saturday, if you guys come to this training, and even if you don't, I'm gonna make sure everyone has it. I have a list of over 40 to 50 different networking groups I just created. I created a tool to be able to help us grow our business. So you guys, if you want to come to next Saturday, I'll definitely have that available for you. But even if you don't, I'll make sure I'm somehow get it out to everyone anyway. But the bottom line is that it's going to be a list of over 40 or 50 networking groups because you've got to make networking a primary place to generate leads. Networking is the number one space to find people to grow your business. Here's why. Almost everybody that's doing online networking uses Zoom or something similar. Almost every one of them. That's almost a guarantee. That's your target audience on steroids right there. So start going to networking groups. Now, I'll give you a list, but you could also get some of your favorite ones that you use right now, whatever ones you use. Okay? And start going to them. Start making that part of your marketing plan. You got to make that part of your marketing plan. See, every single week, I go to anywhere from 3 to 9 alignable meetings every week. Every week. It's on my calendar. And every week I generate my clients every single week because that's my prospecting time. But in addition to that, my wife works for me on LinkedIn. She's working my LinkedIn part of my business and books meetings from my LinkedIn. My daughter works my Alignable website, my Alignable account. My daughter books meetings from me from my Alignable. I have 3 sources. Those are my 3. But those are just the ones I use. There's many other ones you can use. You can find networking groups. And I'll give you a list of a bunch of them, but you can find some of your own. But that's the most important thing. You've got to go prospecting. Okay. And that's going to give you fresh new people that you meet. Okay. So that's the next thing. So now, what is a prospect? So I told you what a lead is. A lead is that. Now, let me give you the definition of a prospect. A prospect is someone you've spoken to or communicated with that is open to learning more about what you do. A prospect is someone you've spoken to or communicated with that is open to learning more about what you do. It does not mean that they're interested in your service. And this is a very important distinction because a lot of people go networking and say, nobody's interested in my product. Well, of course, they're not interested in your product. They don't know anything about your product. And this is some of the things I teach, but I give this away even in my strategy session, which is this answer is the definition of a prospect. See, once you understand the meaning of a prospect, and there's a word that you say that you don't realize that you say. And that word is interested. Write that down. Write down the word interested. And here's why. I would strongly recommend you to never use that word when you're out networking. That's the one word you're going to hear. Now that I've said it, you're going to hear people everywhere talking about interested. Are you interested? Are you interested? Are you interested? And the answer most of the time will be no. Here's why, so you can understand the philosophy behind the word. The word interested is a buying word. It's a word that it means, are you ready to buy something or are you looking at buying something? See, subconsciously, interested is a buying word. So you don't want to ever ask anyone if they're interested too early, because if you ask them that too early, you're going to almost always get a no. Unless you luck up and they're ready and they are interested in buying something. But most of the time you're going to get a no. Here's why. Because the people don't know enough. They don't even know what you're offering is. How can they be interested in buying it yet? Does that make sense? So you want to say this. You want to use a better word, which is a word called an opener. Now, I'm not going through the whole opening series like I do in our coaching, but I do want you guys to understand that you want to start looking to find out who's open to learning more. Write that down. Open to learning more. That's what you're trying to find out. Is if they're open to learning more. Open to learning more. So now, open to learning more what? Open to learning more. And I'm going to give you a basic script. Open learning some ways is one thing you can say in this particular business. Now, when I'm teaching you in coaching, I give you the basis of opening to learning some ways. But here, what you want to do is you can say open to learning some ways. That is one way you can do it. So that's a phrase, open to learning some ways. So let me give you an example. If I was talking to someone, matter of fact, I did talk to someone yesterday because the guy I was telling him I asked him what he does. He's in technology in this. And then we started talking about, I said, yeah, what I do is I show business owners and entrepreneurs how to generate leads on autopilot. I show them how to convert those leads into 5 to 15 appointments in a week in their calendar. And then I show them how to convert those people immediately, the time that they meet with them, so they can make money immediately versus in a few weeks or a few months chasing them around and following up. And he was like, wow, that sounds different. That's how do you do that? And I was like, I have a system in place for it. Are you open to learning some ways to be able to convert more sales faster? He was like, yeah, I'd love to be able to look at it. I said, great. And then I sent him my automated video, which I'll tell you about in a second. I sent him my automated video. I said, yeah, let's set it up. I'm gonna send you this because right now we were on Alignable, and I didn't book a meeting. I wanted to test my system. I wanted to see what was gonna happen. So I sent him my automated video, and I sent him a picture of me, which is actually my picture. As a matter of fact, you know what I'll do for you? I'll show you what I sent, so you guys can create something like this for yourself. I'll show you here. Let me pull it up. And now I have tools and systems. So one of the things that Pitch can do for you is it can create those automated videos. Okay, you know the automated videos that we have in Pitch, right? You guys know those. I created one. So let me show you what I created. Let me share my screen, and I'll show you the one I sent. Okay, so one of the little techniques I want to teach you in advance is if you're on your automated videos, and you go ahead and click to watch it, it's going to kick you out of pitch. And I just found that out. Here's why: because you got to open up another tab to show it. All right, so let me show my screen real quick. Let me stop sharing this, and now I'm going to share my regular screen so you can see what I showed. So what I did was, number one, let me share my screen. All right. Perfect. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a video that I created, the world's first interactive coordinate system by Stephen Gray. It's about 13 minutes long. People say, oh, that's really too long for a video. Well, that's how you look at it, right? Because I have people watch this video and they're like, wow, that's a blowaway. Because what I did is I pieced it together. I paid someone, just so you know, I didn't do this on pitch 100%. I did most of it on pitch, but I actually paid someone to help me make it better. Because remember, I told you I'm using this as a tool. What you can do is you can create a little short invitation video, a little invitation script, and you can actually use one on pitch, and just create a little 5-minute video or less. You can do that on your own, and you could go into pitch, create a video, and then that's what I send out. So that's the first thing I send out. The second thing I send out is this. Let me stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to share the next part, which is my entire screen up here. I share this. Very simple. So you can go ahead and go to speakwithsteven.com. That's the domain that I created specifically for pitch. This is one so people can book an hour strategy session in my calendar. If you notice, it's called a strategy session. I don't call it a demo anymore. You know why? Because I knew the word strategy is a whole much better word than a demo. Because let me tell you what a demo is. A demo means when they come to a demo, they're expecting to buy. It's a buying word. A demo is a buying word. If you go demo a car, it's so that because you're possibly interested in buying a car. If you go demo a house, go do a walk through a house demo or whatever, you're looking at buying a house. See, same thing here. But what I do is I call it a strategy session because everyone wants a strategy to solve their problem. So now these meetings on Saturday are called strategy sessions. My meeting on on Monday nights at 5 p.m. and at Wednesday night at 5 p.m., those are called strategy sessions. And you can invite people to a strategy session so they can learn how to use it to grow their business. So that QR code I made, and you can go make yourself a QR code if you want. And then that QR code leads right to that video I just sent you. So what did I do now? So let me show you the process. I generated a lead. I went to Alignable. I was talking to a guy. I used an opener, an audio business card and an opener. Basically just told him what I do. And then I invited him to see it. He said, yes. I said, okay, no problem. Now we ran out of time, so I didn't have time to book him in my meeting. So what I did was I sent him that video and I sent him that picture with my Calendly link, right? My Calendly thing in this, speakwithsteven.com. You may want to get your own domain with your name. Speak with Cheryl Jackson or meet Cheryl Jackson or something like that so that it's easy to remember. That's the first thing. The second thing is I put that QR code because I knew somebody was going to click on it. And guess what I did? I did that with 3 people yesterday. All 3 people, not only did they book a time on my calendar, all 3 of them watched the video. All 3. And guess what that video tells them to do? Book the time on my calendar or sign up and pitch. One of the 2. Those are the 2 options in the calendar. Shows them everything they need to know. So what I did was I turned to my direct sales business and I used a tool to get them in my calendar. Now, did they sign up? No. But they booked the meeting with me because now they're interested. Now they're ready to go. You get it? And I did that all in automation with using the system that I'm going to be selling them. Because now they're seeing themselves, wow, I can use this for my insurance business. I can use this for my network marketing business. I can use this for my other stuff. That's what they're thinking.
Steven, you said on the video, what did you do differently than we do on pitch? Because you didn't show us the video. Are you sending it
13
to us?
minutes. If you guys want to see it, what I did was I gave you the QR code. You can scan it for yourself, or you can just take a picture of it and look at it on your computer. That's why I did that, because I didn't want to waste this time watching the video. But what I did differently.
Okay, but I didn't scan the QR code. But you can send it to me.
No. I'll give it to you again. Here, let me share my screen real quick.
I thought the QR code was something different.
Nope, the QR code leads directly to that video. So you can take a picture of that and you can go create one yourself. I just went on Canva and did it. So if you notice Active Webinar Sales Conversion Blueprint, that's my new brand. That's what I'm branding Pitch under. And I'm branding Pitch because Active Webinars is my company name. I'm taking Active Webinars all around the world. And then I'm doing some things because I have created the blueprint on how to have sales conversions. That's the reason I created that. Okay. But you can look at the video. You can create something similar for yourself. Okay. And create your own brand. Don't use Active Webinars because that's my brand and you'll lose business down the road. Don't want to do that.
Use Active Webinars.
Yeah, don't do that. I'm just letting you know, don't do that because I'm telling you, it's not wise. All right. So good. So now you've generated the lead. You've converted the lead to a prospect. So you use the opener, asking them, hey, are you open to learning some ways? Write that down. Are you open to learning some ways? So here's a few things you can ask them if they're open to learning some ways. One, you can ask them to learn some ways to generate more leads on autopilot. Write that down. Generate leads on autopilot. Let me show you why. I have 30,000 people I've trained over the years, and I didn't realize I still had all their names and phone numbers. I didn't realize that. So I went through my website and I was like, wow, where the heck all these leads come from? So I had like 30,000 people. That was not including LinkedIn or Alignable or anything. So what I did is I had that and I put that into an email system. I hired a team, a professional emailer, to be able to start emailing them. So they did. So right now I think we're about 1,900 people have opened and watched the video. So we now know who watched the video. So I'm converting cold leads into warm prospects just using the video. So
Stephen, how do you know when they've watched the video? Because I didn't know we had that on Pitch as of yet to determine when they were open.
Great question. We don't, not yet. But there's things called short links. Write that down. Short links. So what you can do is you can go. There's a lot of different systems out there. You got to figure out which one's best for you. But there's a lot of different systems called short links. Short links are a little bitty short link, kind of like Bitly. Bitly is a short link, but there's many different ones. You can go to different short links, and then when you take the domain of the video and you add that to the short link, and then you put the short link in your marketing. And then when you do that, then it will actually track and see how many people clicked on it. So that's how I did it. Great question. And guess who told me that? ChatGPT or Gemini. Yeah. I don't know nothing. You guys know, I told you I don't know marketing. I know direct sales. Here's what I do know how to do. I know how to ask the right questions. That's it. I know how to ask questions. When I don't know something, I am humble enough to ask the question, how do you do this? And they teach me. So I'm learning. Okay. So one thing you want to ask people is, are you open to learning some ways? Here's a few things. One, to be able to generate leads and convert them into prospects on autopilot. Write that down. How to generate a lead and convert a lead to a prospect on autopilot. That's one thing Pitch can do. Another thing you can ask people if they're open to learn how to make sales immediately without your customers leaving the webinar. That's another hot button sentence that you can learn to say. Are you open to learning some ways how to get your customers to buy from you immediately while you're on the webinar, while you're doing the meeting without you having to chase and follow up with them later? Another way you can say it. Are you open to learning some ways to how to eliminate your follow-up so that people can buy from you immediately and you don't have to chase them around any longer? That's huge. That's a huge thing.
Is that when you just said follow up? Is that number 3 or is that the same as number 2?
I may have just said it differently. You know, I don't write this stuff down. Yeah, I don't write this stuff down. You know, I just make it up on the fly. So I say it different ways because that's just the way it comes out. But this is important to understand. That's the way it has to come out. It has to come out just where it's natural, not a script.
Got it.
Yep. So I'm just giving you different pointers, different ways to say it. By the way, all of these trainings are on my YouTube channel. You guys have access to the YouTube channel. You can go there and watch any of these trainings because they're all there. Okay. So just so you know, you can always go back. Okay. So that's another thing. Are you open to learning some ways? You know, are you open to look at some ways to be able to get rid of your Zoom and get a system that's much better for free? That's another thing you can ask somebody. I'll give you some different verbiage you can use, and because you don't know which one is going to be beneficial for that person. So now those are the people that are using a Zoom or using an online platform or in network marketing or real estate agents or insurance agents. Here's another big one. Let's say you're talking to an insurance agent and you ask them, hey, do you do any employee benefits for companies? Yeah, I do employee benefits for companies. Well, when you're doing an employee benefit program, and let's say they have 50 employees, how long does that take for you to go and enroll all of those people in their policy or get them to sign the waiver? How long does it take? Oh, it takes about 4 or 5 days because we got to go and meet with them individually. Okay. Well, one of the things I have is a system that can help you increase that exponentially. What I mean by this, imagine being able, and here's how you tell a story. Imagine being able to go and talk to all 50 employees at one time while they're sitting at their desk. And within 1 hour, all of them fill out their paperwork, sign up, or if they don't want it, they sign the waiver, all right from your computer screen, never having to leave it and go in and meet any of them individually. How would that help your business? Oh my God, that would be incredible if you could do something like that. Well, that's the system that we have right now. We have a system that has what's called an interactive web system, where instead of you talking to one-to-one, you can talk to all of those employees at one time. Make the screen live and your policies can pop up. You can actually have them fill out the policy, pay for it all individually, and all within an hour and a half time. Really? Yeah. Well, are you open to learning some ways how to do that for your business? Well, yeah, I'd love to. Great. And then you invite them somewhere. Done. Think about how many insurance agents that could benefit. Thinking about Legal Shield, who goes into small businesses and does legal benefits. Think about our insurance broker that has to go and do health insurance with 150 employees and take a month to get them all enrolled. How much time and income you can increase for them. See, I'm giving you some use cases of how to teach, how to share this message with others to get them excited about doing it. If you notice, I told a story on that one. Write this down. Facts tell, stories sell. To learn how to tell these little stories like that. Imagine, use the word imagine if you could do such and such. So think about a story for a network marketer. And maybe another training will do role playing on that. You guys can start thinking about different stories. Like if you come back next Saturday, maybe we'll play some role play if you guys got some of those stories down. Imagine, so if I'm talking to a network marketer, imagine if you have 10 people on your team. Yeah. And those 10 people, when you do a presentation for them, let's say they invite 2 guests each. So you have a total of 30 people in the meeting. You have your 10 distributors and you have 20 guests. Yep. Okay, great. So let me ask this. This is what happens, right? You do a presentation. And after the presentation, then you make a great presentation. All those distributors are now going to have to go find those guests, kind of like herding cats, trying to find the guests to get them back in and sign them up, right? Yeah. Well, what percentage of those actually close after the webinar? Well, very small percentage because a lot of the people are new and they don't know how to do it. It takes some time. Great. Imagine this. Imagine you have those same 10 people on a webinar and they invite 2 guests each. So you have a total of 20 guests. And then you do a stellar presentation. At the end of the presentation, since you're the best closer on the team, you can open up the website, make it available for every single person that's a guest to sign up. And when they do sign up, they fall into the downline of each person's self-replicated website automatically. And let's say of those 10, 1 guest from each one of them signed up. What you just did, you just doubled your group, 100% conversion rate, 100% bigger group in 1 session. Imagine if you did that 3 times a day, 5 times a day. How fast would you grow your business? Oh my God, that'd be amazing. Well, that's what we have. So are you open to learning some ways on how to do that so that your business can grow exponentially? Yes. Well, listen, we have, and then, so you see what I just did? I said, are you open to learning some ways? And then he said, yes. I painted a story in his business, so not just a generic story, in that person's business, so they can see how they can use it. And now they want to come to the meeting. You got that? See, what I just taught you is how to generate a lead, how to convert a lead to a prospect. Now, I taught it to you. Andrew, who has to practice it?
Everybody.
No, the answer is you. If you want to learn how to do it, you have to practice it. Not everybody, you. If you want to use it. right? So not everybody has to practice it. You have to practice it. It's all about you. It's not about everybody else on this meeting. Very important to understand. I'm talking to you directly. Lori, who has to practice this?
I do.
That's right. See, Gail, you have to practice this. You understand? Cheryl, you have to practice it. Not everybody. Everybody don't have to practice because everybody don't succeed in life. Everybody watches. Very few do what it takes. You understand? Very few actually practice. Oh, this training will go out to a lot of people. A lot of people will watch it. Almost nobody will actually practice. Now, hopefully not on this team. Hopefully not on this team. That's why I'm being direct about it. If you notice I'm being direct, you know why? It's called direct sales. My coaching clients know this is how I am. I coach. I'm direct because I care. I want you guys to succeed, and I'm going to be blunt. If you listen to this information, oh, that was good, and then as soon as we're done, go to the gym, go do something else, go have fun with your kids. That's great. You ain't going to learn it. You're just going to go one ear and out the other. What I'm giving you right now is thousands of dollars of value. I've trained over 30,000 people how to do this. I was trained by a guy who did $5 billion in business at the highest level. And I'm giving you some basic things to help you grow your pitch business. And of course, you can use them in your other business also. But I'm giving you some very valuable meat right now, but you got to see it as that I've got to learn this stuff. I've got to master it if you want to make money in this business. If it's just a hobby, just make a little extra money, you'll accidentally sign somebody up. But if you want to make this business a real business, then this is what you got to do. You got to practice. Practice doesn't make you perfect. You guys, anybody ever heard the saying, practice makes perfect? Anybody heard that? Yep, that's a lie. Practice does not make you perfect. See, there's nobody in this world that's perfect. Matter of fact, there's only been one man that's ever walked the face of this earth who is perfect. And it ain't you. You understand? You'll never be perfect. Practice doesn't make you perfect. Let me tell you what practice does. Practice just makes you better. And that's what this is about. Practice improves your skill. Do you understand? You're never going to be perfect. You're going to be better. And the way you, and here's the cool thing about practice, is that you can practice very fast and learn this like in a couple of days. You can learn that by the end of the day. You practice it 10 times, 20 times, 50 times, 100 times. You can practice it, get this thing down in a day. Or you can practice it once a week and you'll learn it in about 63 years. You can take as long as you want. You can drag on this knowledge and skill set as long as you want to. Or you can practice it and learn it immediately. It's up to you. I'm giving you the information. You got to practice it. Here's how you practice. You practice on live human beings. You got to practice by doing it on humans. And now let me give a caveat. You can practice on your dog. You can practice on your cat. You can practice on imaginary humans. You can invent people in your mind and just come up with stuff, come up with scenarios, come up with different insurance agents and real estate agents and car dealerships. And you can practice with making up things. And guess what? It's still practice. But the best way to practice is to go ask somebody. Are you open to, hey, do you use Zoom? I do use Zoom. Great. What kind of business are you in? Well, I'm in the car business. Car business, really? Well, how long have you been doing that? 6 years? Great. And then they say, well, what do you do? What I do is I work with people that are in the dealerships and car dealerships and insurance agents and any type of salesperson that does online marketing to generate new business. And I show them how to generate new leads on autopilot. I show them how to convert those leads into 5 to 15 appointments in a week in their calendar. And I show them how to convert those people into a paid client instantly without leaving the webinar or meeting so they can make money right away. Really? Why? I use my website every day to sell cars. Oh, really? What do you mean? Yeah, people call in and then I have to get online and then I have to send them a link so they can go and get approved for the car. Okay. Well, imagine if you could help those people that call in and be able to have them fill out the application right there on the spot while you're on the line with them. And then after that, you can actually show them around your dealership on your website and then have them pick out the car. And then before they even come to the dealership, you already have them approved, ready to go. How much faster would that help you sell a car? Well, wow, if I could do that, that'd be amazing. Well, are you open to learning some ways to be able to make that happen? Well, yeah, I'm open to it. Okay, great. Well, let me show you. And then you can invite them to the next thing. See what I just did? That's called practice right there. I just made that up on the fly. I've never said that sentence in my life. I just made it up. It's called practice, you guys. That's what practice looks like. So you'll be able to listen to this recording again, and you can practice over and over and over. Get that down, you guys. That is the key to making this work. Okay. All right. So that's it. So that's the first two things. Generate the lead. You've now learned how to generate leads. You know what leads are. The second thing is convert leads to prospect using that opener. Use an opener and different ones. And then the next thing you do is you have to invite them. You have to invite them to see what you do. You have to invite them to see pitch. Now, there's several things you can invite them to. Number one, you can invite them to a one-on-one with you. So if you're going to do a one-on-one, I want to see what you guys think about this. If you want to do a one-on-one with them, do you need to know the software? What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got to be good at the software, right?
Yeah.
So here's the next question. How do you get good at the software?
You got to use it.
Pretty simple. Yeah, you go in and use the software. You go in and you click the buttons. You click every button in there. You click it and you figure it out. You don't need me to teach you. You go in there. There's actually videos in there, 1-minute videos inside the software that walks you through almost all the parts. And then you click on the parts that it doesn't have video. You click on something and say, what is this button for? What is this button for? What is this button for? And then you figure it out. And then you know what you do? You realize, wow, this thing has a lot of features in it. I'm never going to use most of them because you don't need to use most of them. When I do a presentation now, I talk about 4 things. Write this down. When I do a strategy session with someone, I talk about 4 parts. When I first came in, you know what I did? I overwhelmed people. I would talk about 9 different products and how it's beneficial for this and has this feature and that feature. And you know what? People would say, wow, that's amazing. I need to think about it. But now I show 4 pieces. Andrew was on a call the other day. I showed 4 parts. He enrolled right there on the spot. Why? Because it's that simple. You see? So let me show you the 4 things I talk about. Number 1, screen share, the instant screen share, how you can make the screen live and interactive. First thing I show. Matter of fact, that's the first thing I have open as soon as someone comes on. Like you guys came on today, the screen was open. That's because I thought I was going to do a strategy session, but there was no guest here. So I turned it into a training. Okay, the training ends at 2:00. So I'm sorry, 2:00 Eastern. So this is important. What I do is I have the screen already live and interactive when the person comes on. That's what I do. And then I say, I welcome them in. They're seeing the main screen. They're seeing it, all that stuff, and we're going through it. And then I say, well, let me kind of tell you about pitch and what pitch is all about. The first thing I want to do is show you the most important part to pitch. See, if you've ever used a company like Zoom or any other companies, those are what's called presentation tools. They're good at making presentations so people can see what you do and they can understand your product and services. But pitch is a conversion system. It's a way to help you convert. And we have the world's first and only live and interactive screen. In other words, it's live and interactive, meaning that you can actually touch the screen. In other words, when you touch the screen, what will happen is you'll be able to actually use this and actually use it to be able to grow your business exponentially. So what I'm showing you right now, the screen is live. So it's live and interactive. So you can actually move the screen up and down. You can actually click the button. You can use the pricing, everything. You can check out the website. See, it's live and interactive. This is the world's first and only live and interactive web screen. Now, how does this benefit you? So the way this would benefit you is this. It's very simple. Let's imagine you're in the insurance space. Matter of fact, I want you guys all text me what business you're in. And so I would have them all text me. One's in the insurance business, one's in MLM, one's in retail, one's in whatever their business. Great. I'll grab one, the easiest one. Let's say you're in insurance. And let's say you're in the insurance business and you normally have to go in and talk to customers one at a time. Let's say you're doing one at a time customers and you have to go and do an enrollment for the group and they have 20 employees. Imagine being able to have 20 employees on your website. They're all sitting at their desk. You have your page like this. You're showing them your product. You're showing them the benefits. You show them how it works. So in other words, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to make it a standard screen. So now it's standard screen because I'm actually showing you these are the features. These are the benefits of it. This is how it works. These are the features of pitch. And you're talking about your insurance policy. Now I'm showing you the screen. You don't have access to it. Imagine you're in insurance or you're in network marketing. You're showing people your policy. You're showing people your product. But now when it's time to buy, I say, okay, now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the pricing page so you can go ahead and get signed up in your policy. So the policies work like this. We have this policy and that policy and this program. And so now what I'm going to do is make the screen live and interactive. If you want to take advantage of it, you can take advantage of the standard, the premium, or the pro. We can go ahead and get that done right now. I just went ahead and made the screen live and interactive. So now you can go ahead and sign up today. So you see what I just did? I just showed them the product and policy. So now I'm teaching you how to show this to your customers. That's it. That's the first thing. So I wanted to show you the system is called live and interactive. That's the first part of this trade I wanted to see is the live and interactive. So now,
Steve, I have a question.
yes.
So when you first, I understood what you said, that when you first connect with them with pitch, that you show the pitch screen live and interactive. But if you know their business, maybe you guys exchange cards or something like that, and you know that he's with State Farms or something like that, or you have his website, would it be a good idea to have his website up at that time as interactive?
Great question. What do you think would be best?
I would go with his site being up first.
I agree with you 100%.
To show, yeah. Okay, thank you.
Now, let me tell you what I just did for you. You notice I didn't answer your question. I let you think through the answer because then you believe it. See, a lot of the times if I say something, some people will say, okay, that's great. But I wanted you to answer that question. The answer is absolutely that's the way you do it. So but remember, I have 5 people on here. So I couldn't have 5 different websites. So in this scenario,
Okay.
If I had multiple people on the thing, what I would have them do is maybe in my chat, have them send me what businesses they're in. And then I'm going to pick the one that's best. Now, if I have only 3 or 4, yes, you're welcome. If I have 3 or 4 people, I can say, hey, text your website in the chat. Then you can do that exact same thing. Text your website in the chat just so I can see who's with me. Great. I'll have a real estate agent here. Boom, you pick one of them and then you make that one live and interactive. You can do that. But you can make yours live and interactive right up front. You can make the pitch live and interactive up front so they can see the product. Because remember, that's the product you're offering. So make that up front first. And then as you start going, ask them to text their website in the chat. Text their website in the chat. And then once you grab that, then make sure, by the way, if you ask them to text your website in the chat, because I notice people will send their website just the name without the HTTPS at the beginning. You got to make sure you go to the browser and get that in there and put that in there first, because if not, it won't show up. Okay. So that's a very important thing. All right, good question, Gail. Good question, Gail, and good statement behind that. So yeah, so that's the way you can present. So the one product I teach is the live and interactive. Write this down: 1-to-1 and 1-to-many. That's direct sales language. 1-to-1 and 1-to-many. So pitch is good for 1-to-1. So if you're doing 1-to-1, I would absolutely show their website. I would absolutely show their website if you're doing 1-to-1. If you're doing 1-to-many, that's different. Okay. So 1-to-many, and that's where you have a lot of people on a website, a webinar at one time. So you can do that. So let's say you're going to invite people. So you're going to networking events. You're getting good at your phone. You're getting good at inviting people now. You're getting good at inviting people to see it. You can book a meeting. So write this down. Book a meeting. You want to learn to book your own meetings. The best way you get good at presenting something is by presenting it. See, the reason why I'm good at this now is because I've done it 100 times. That's all. I book meetings. I'm not afraid to take a chance. Even in my first day, I was starting to book meetings for myself, even though I didn't know how to use the software. Why? Well, how do you learn how to do something? By doing it, right? So today, book yourself a meeting and then invite someone to it. And guess what? And here's the thing about getting good at something is this. You only have to be better than the person you're speaking to. Write that down. You don't have to be better than me. You don't have to be better than Steve. You don't have to be the best presenter in the world. You just got to know more than the person you're talking to. And you already do. So if you go in and use pitch and you start using it, you open up the screen, you know the screen. They don't know it. Matter of fact, if you don't seem perfect, let's say you're fumbling around a little bit, they're like, wow, this thing's amazing. And you don't even know it great. They'll be like, wow, if he could do it, I could do it. She can do it. I can do it. You see what I'm saying? So you don't need to know everything, but you got to do something. So here's what you want to do. Learn to book meetings in your calendar and write this down. Here's a rule of thumb. If you're doing this part-time, you want to show the plan 2 to 5 times a week. Write that down. Show the plan 2 to 5 times a week. So if this is a part-time business that you're doing in addition to your existing products, a good number, a rule of thumb is to show the plan 2 to 5 times a week. Show the plan 2 to 5 times a week. And the reason why is because your income will be in direct proportion to how many times you show the plan. Write that down. Your income. Write this down. Say it this way. My income is going to be in direct proportion to how many times I show the plan. That's a better way to phrase it. Now it's personal. My income with Pitch is going to be in direct proportion to how many times I show the plan. If you show the plan no times, you can almost guarantee you'll make no income. Show it once a month, you might luck up and get somebody to sign up. Show it 2 to 5 times a week, you're going to get some people to join, because especially if you're doing the techniques I'm teaching you, if you're targeting your audience, if you're looking at real estate agents, looking at insurance agents, looking at network marketers, people that use Pitch, if you're looking at those things, then some of those people are going to, of course, they're going to be interested. What they're going to look and say, oh, no, I'd much rather enroll my employees one at a time. No. Invite getting my group to double in 10 people in one day, that makes no sense. No one's going to say that. If you do, you walk away from them because they didn't get it. They wrap too tight. They're one brick shy of a full load if they don't understand that process. You understand? So that's not a person you want on your team anyway. But the whole point is this. If you do a good presentation, they're going to want to do it. So showing the plan is the key. Showing the plan 2 to 5 times a week. So now, the first thing I'd recommend, because you guys want to be pro, no one here said they're just using Pitch to just sell their product. You said you wanted this business. So then you've got to learn to show the plan. You have to learn it. You can't just wait for me to do it. You do it. And you can't mess it up, because all you got to do is be better than the person you're speaking to. That's it. Okay? So go in today. Turn on your Pitch and practice Pitch 1 and Pitch 2. Practice it. Practice different things. And you know, if something doesn't work, so what? Figure it out. If you don't know, ask me. Ask Ray. Come on to the onboarding Monday through Friday, Monday through Thursday at 4 p.m. Go to the onboarding and get some questions answered. Dive in. You have $1 million business in your hand. You guys realize that? I don't think you do. You have a multi-million-dollar business in your hand with Pitch, and I'll show you why in a little bit later by the time we're done. Somebody remind me to show you how this is $1 million business at the end. Just want you to remind me at the end. Okay, so now you have now showed the plan. One thing you can do, show the plan. Now, if you show the plan personally 2 to 5 times a week, oh, you'll hit your numbers easily. Boom, you'll get 3 to 5 clients right away. You'll get to 10 to 15. So now that you're showing it 2 to 5 times a week on your own part-time, write this down. You got to set goals. Now, here's the goals. Number 1 goal is to get your 3, so it's free. That's your first goal. You should be saying, you know what? You're right. I need to get my 3 for free. You know what? I'm going to get my 3 by tomorrow. Set short-term goals. The reason why you set short-term goals, so you can create urgency. See, once you set short-term goals, then you create urgency within yourself. If you say, oh, I'll get my 3 this month, guess what? You have no urgency. And the probabilities of it happening is slim to none. But if you say, you know what, I'm going to get my goal by Sunday, tomorrow, guess what you'll do today? You'll show the plan 10 times today because you have no choice. You get it? You'll learn it faster. You'll create momentum. You'll create excitement, and you'll have yours for free. And it could happen that fast. Oh, and then you may say, oh, I'm too busy today. I got this and stuff. And that's them. And then it ain't really a goal. It's a wish. See, if you really want to hit the goal, then set a short-term deadline. Now, the bigger the goal, the longer the term, of course. But getting your 3, how long does it possibly take to show the plan to 10 people? What, 10 hours in a week, in a day or 2? Do it. It won't even take 10 people to get 3. If it does, then, maybe you need to have somebody else help you share it, but that's okay. the first thing you got to do is you got to get good at it on your own. That's what a business owner does. You got to be the leader of your group. So first, show the plan on your own, 2 to 5 times a week, minimum. You can always increase that number. The next thing is, if you're doing it full time, you want to show the plan 2 to 5 times a day. I'm hiring an army right now. I'm hiring an army of people, salespeople, professionals that are going to work directly with me, that want to directly work with me, that want to do this full time as a full-time job. I'm expecting them to enroll 2 to 5 people a day, not just show the plan 2 to 5 times a day. I'm expecting them to enroll 2 to 5 times a day. But you need to have a goal. If you're doing this part-time or full-time or whatever, you need to set up a goal for yourself. I'm going to show the plan 2 to 5 times a day. Every day you wake up, you should be thinking, how many times can I show the plan? Not how many times can you generate leads. If you notice, the lead generation and the conversion, that's part of the process. That's the activity. The result is to show the plan. You got to show the plan. Because your income is going to be in direct proportion to how many times you show the plan. Okay? So that's what you want to do. And those plans are called strategy sessions. Remember, giveaway strategy sessions. So when you go to these networking groups, go there with the intent to give away strategy sessions. Give away 2 to 5 a day, or 2 to 5 a week, depending on your goal. Okay. The next way you can show the plan. Number 1 is one-on-one. Number 2 is one-on-2. In other words, like Andrew, the other day he joined with us, but somebody else invited him here, invited him to the meeting. So it was actually one-on-one, but normally he couldn't get off work or something was happening. But the bottom line is, if you do a presentation and you want me to show the plan, you guys have my website. You guys have speakwithsteven.com. You guys have that. So if you guys need me to show the plan for you, now, I will show the plan for anyone. But I would recommend you to do this first. Go do it on your own. Go practice. Because what will happen is if you do it with me first, I become a crutch. Even if you don't have a limp. That's what happens with a lot of times. The person becomes a crutch even if you don't have a limp, because that means you can go show it on your own, but you'd rather for me to do it because I'm better. Don't look at it like that. Look at it like this. You need to become better. You need to learn it. So what I would do for you, for yourself, is go show it first on your own. Go show it a few times. Now, let me give you a caveat to that. If you have a big player, let's say you have someone with a big team in direct sales and network marketing, or a big insurance player, you don't feel comfortable doing it on your own, by all means, call me. Say, Steven, I'm here for you guys. I'm keeping my days available. I'm narrowing down my time so I can make that time available. So you can go to Steven, you can go to speakwithsteven.com, book that time in your calendar. I'd be more than happy to do that strategy session for you. But so will Ray. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this up on the screen for you, because what we have is available for you is a group of people that will show the plan for you. So I'm going to show this to you right now. Let me pull it up. Give me a second. All right. Give me a second. Let me find it. Give me a second here. I'm going to give you this list. And this is something that's for our team, or anyone on your team can use this. And anyone, of course, on Ray's team can use it as well. Ray is... now I have to find it. Sorry. Let me find it. I cleaned up my desktop the other day, and now I can't find a lot of my stuff. So sorry about that. I'll find it here in a second. Where is it? Sorry about that, you guys. I'll find it a little bit. I'll make sure I send it to you guys. Okay, I'll make sure I have it for you. Can't find it right this second. But the bottom line is this. You'll have mine. If you already have mine, that's fine. You have Ray's, and you also have Steve's information. And all of those 3 you can actually use to show the plan for you. What that means is we will show the plan for you and the team. So in other words, if you have somebody on your team that you want us to show it for, just go ahead and book a time in my calendar, or in Steve's calendar, or in Ray's calendar. and we will do that for you. And the reason why we do that is because you are our team, and our success is direct proportion to how many times we show the plan also. So if you need us to show the plan, let us know. We'll book it for you. Okay. So I just want you to know that, and you're going to have access to that. Matter of fact, I found it. So let me go ahead and show this to you right now. Take a picture of this. And this is for you to have for yourself. But also, if you have a team, if you start bringing people on your team, you can make sure they have this. This is my meeting that I do at 5 p.m. I do one on 5 p.m. on Mondays and on Wednesdays. And that's the link for it right here. You can write down the domain. Keep that. That's to get your short link. So if you want to invite guests, this right here is the short link for this meeting for Saturday. Right here. This is the short link that you can actually use for that. This right here is my calendar. This is Steve's calendar. And this is Ray's calendar. I know Ray's calendar is ugly at the end, but that's what he chose to use. Okay. So you can take a picture of that, and then you can have that. So that's the team information. Okay. If any of those links don't work, just let me know and we'll make it work. Okay. All right. So I just want to give that to you guys. So you have that now. If you have people on your team, you can use that. Okay. You can share that information out for your team and you can grow your business. So that's another way to show the plan. Okay. Showing the plan. What's the definition of showing the plan? What is the goal of showing the plan? Or what's the statement of showing the plan, Andrew? I said it multiple times. It starts with your income. What's the statement? Don't look at your notes. What's the statement? Say my income is
directly tied to showing the plan.
Say it again.
My income is directly tied to showing the plan.
Close. Gail, what's the statement?
I would have said the same thing Andrew said.
Very close again. It's very, very specific. So just so you understand, I'm in the word business. Every word means something. So Lori, what did I say?
Yeah.
Don't read your notes. See if you can remember by heart. If you get
okay.
your notes, that's fine.
My income is directly proportionate to how many times I show the plan.
There you go. Write that down. My income is in direct proportion to how many times I show the plan. How many times I show the plan. See, words matter. It's not just tied to it. There's a difference. Being tied to it means it's part of it. No, it's not part of it. It's in direct proportion. If you don't show the plan, you're not going to make any money. Here's the bottom line. If you don't show the plan, you'll never make any money. You'll never grow this business. Just keep doing what you're doing. If you show the plan, your business will grow. You'll make money, period. Your income is in direct proportion to the amount of times you show the plan. That's a key foundational principle you got to understand. And that's not just this business. That's your business. That's whatever you're doing right now. Showing the plan is the single most valuable and most important thing you can be doing throughout your day. Not lead generation, not even closing the person. It's showing the plan because you cannot make income if you don't show the plan. Bottom line, your income is in direct proportion to how many times you show the plan. Why do you think I'm sticking on this so much? Because it's so important, you guys. People say, oh, my business is working. Great. How many times did you show the plan this week? None. Okay, well, how much income did you expect to earn? Well, think about it. If you don't show the plan, if you don't go to work, how much did your check be? Nothing. Well, why isn't, oh, I didn't make any money this week. Did you go to work? No. Okay, well, it's ridiculous. I'm hungry. Well, what'd you eat today? Nothing. Okay. Well, what do you think is the solution to that problem? I should eat. Good idea. You get it? I know this seems common sense, right? But it ain't common today. People come up with all these reasons why their business is working. Well, their business is working because you're not working. That's why. Write this down. Working works. I'll just put it like that. Keep it simple. Working works. Yeah, your income is in direct proportion to how many times you show the plan. Okay, so now you showed the plan one-on-one. So you do it 2 to 5 times a week. And the more times you do it, the better you're going to get, the more people are going to join, period. Second thing you can do, you can use me, you can use Steve, you can use Ray, you can have us show the plan for you. The third thing you can do is you can invite them to something. You can invite them to an event. Write this down. You have Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern. You have Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern. Both of those are for me to show the plan for you. So in other words, you can invite as many guests there as you want. Now, the link I just gave you, the profit overview one I just gave you, can set up your short link. So what you should do today is go to that page, put in your email address that you actually signed up with Pitch through. It'll kick out a short link. That short link or that smart link is actually your smart link. So now if you invite someone to the pitch meeting and I do the presentation and I open up the screen and say, okay, get signed up, and you sign up, it's going to track directly to you, whether if you're there or not. Isn't that what happened to you, Andrew?
Yep.
See? So you can do the same thing. You can invite 5, 10, 15, 20 people to that meeting. And you can get paid on it. If I show the presentation, I'm going to show the presentation. I gave you the smart link. All you got to do is invite the people there. All your job is to do is put butts in seats. Write that down. And that's BUTT, butts in seats. Write that down. Because that's what we used to call it back in the day. Because, we used to invite people to a live meeting. But now it's butts and seats in front of the screen. But that's the bottom line is the more people you put in front of me, the more people are going to join. So imagine you decide today, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get my 3 by Friday. That's the first goal. By Sunday, by tomorrow, whatever goal you do. The second goal is to get your 5. That's the second goal. So remember I told you about goals. First goal is get your 3. Second goal is to get your 5. So now you're making residual income. And that residual is good stuff too. Let me tell you why. It's paid daily. Let me explain what I mean. If I sign somebody up last month on the 1st, this month on the 1st, I get paid. If I sign somebody up on the 2nd, the next month, I get paid. On the 2nd, on the 3rd, on the 4th. So if I sign up somebody every day, another piece of check money is coming to my account every day. If I sign somebody up for the 100, it gets paid today. So not only is the 100 paid today or the 50, the upfront commission is paid daily, the residuals paid daily. That was awesome. I wake up every morning, my money is more money. I was like, wow, that's called making money while you're sleeping. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm visualizing. Okay, wait a minute. So let me do the math here. If I put 1,000 people on my team, and every month and every day checks are coming every single day, depositing in my account, it's like a cash register. I'm like, man, it's on. I'm building this thing like crazy. You can do the same thing. You can change let me tell you what you can do if you do this right. You can change the trajectory of your family history financially. You have that ability with this business. But you know where it's going to start? With you showing the plan. Because your income is in direct proportion to how much you show the plan, how many times you do it. Okay. Number 1, you show the plan 2 to 3 to 5 times a week or 3 to 5 times a day. The next thing you can do is invite people to meet with me, meet with Steve, meet with Ray. We can show the plan for you. The third way you can show the plan is you can invite them to my Monday or Wednesday meeting where I can show the plan and do a strategy session with them live and then get them signed up for you. Now, can you do all 3? Yes. You can show the plan to a couple and invite them to the meeting. Tell them to bring guests. You could also go to the Tuesday night meeting. Write that down. Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Now, inside the back office of Pitch, you can go into the Success Academy. The Success Academy, there's a code. Let me give you that code. Plus, you guys probably get it every single week. You guys get the links for the short link, the smart links. You guys get that in your email every week from the company. But on the Success Academy, there's a code to be able to go in and log in. So let me give you that code just so you have it. The code is 76116. 76116. That'll go in. You can go into the Success Academy, and then you can get a smart link for the Tuesday night meeting. They also send it to you every week. So the reason I'm sharing this with you, because all these things are your business. You got the meeting Mondays and Wednesdays with me and Saturdays with me which is here. So this is another smart link. And I have it on that sheet I just sent you. For Saturday at 12 noon, you can set up a third smart link. So there's 3 smart links you can have. One of them is for Monday and Wednesday. That's my meeting. And when you bring on a team, you can make sure everyone has those smart links so they can invite people to that Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern, and Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern. And then the third part to it is Tuesday, you have 9 p.m. That's the company smart link. The third is Saturday from 12 to 2. 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock is usually a presentation if there's guests. If there's no guest, then I just go for 2 hours and train, which is exactly what we did today. Okay. So you got those. So you got those dates down. Any questions of those dates? Because this is your time. Any questions of those dates to make sure you have them down pat. Okay, let me tell you what I do. I block them out in my calendar. I block those dates out of my calendar because that's my business dates. If you're going to open up a restaurant, should you open up your restaurant and do you have to have hours of operation? Yeah, you got to have hours of operation, right? So I'm going to show you my calendar right now, just so you can see what that looks like. By the way, I use my calendar every day. Write this down. Your calendar is your boss. If you do your business correctly, your calendar becomes your boss. In other words, everything I do is based on my calendar. My wife will know, can you do this today? I don't know. I got to look at my calendar. She's the same way. She's meticulous with her calendar. But the same thing, it's very important. My kids will say, Dad, can you take me to the movies? No, I don't know. I got to look at my calendar. My calendar tells me where I'm going. So you got to get really good with your calendar. So I'm going to show you my calendar so you can see how that looks. Give me a second. Where is it? All right, let me shut this down and put my calendar up there.
Hey, Steve, quick question.
Yes.
How long is the meet? How long is the meeting today?
It ends at 2.
Okay.
Yeah, yes. Normally the meeting goes for 1 hour, and then the training goes for 1 hour. But today, because there was nobody at the meeting, I just did it. The whole thing is the training.
No,
Just to
I'll
give
do
you guys.
that.
Yeah, I know. But that's the reason why I do that. Okay, so here's my calendar. So look at what I have on there. So I start my day. Today's Saturday, so I start my day on Sunday. If you notice, I have in here. Let's see. Let me pull it up a little bit. Purple are my alignable meetings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 alignable meetings in my calendar this week. Now, that didn't go to all 13 of them, but I booked them. And the reason why is because I want to get some big things happening between the next week or two. So I could get pitched off the round running even faster. Second thing is that I block out my meetings, group meetings. So like the 9 o'clock meeting is here. The 9 o'clock meeting, it's blocked off Tuesday night. See that? I blocked my time off. My 5 p.m. meetings are blocked off right here. They're blocked off. They're blocked off on that day. They're blocked off on that day. See? Then I have my other meetings that are blocked off. My Saturday, right here, Saturday, blocked off in my calendar. And then I have my time for my coaching clients and time for my strategy sessions and everything else. So that's what I do every week. So let me show you next week. Next week, same thing. Next week, I'm flying home for this day. I have it blocked off, but I have my meetings. I have the Tuesday right here. I have the Saturday right here. See, I have it blocked off in my calendar. See, everything is scheduled during my workday. See, I work from 8 to 5, 8 to 6. And during those days, I do one of 3 things. Write this down. During my day, I do one of 3 things. I'm generating leads. I'm converting leads to prospects, or generating leads and converting them is the same time period. So that's one thing. And then I'm inviting them. All 3 of those are the same. I generate the lead, I convert the lead to a prospect, and I invite all at the same time. And then the second thing I do is I show the plan. I'm showing the plan. I'm doing either a 1 hour strategy session for my coaching business, or I'm doing a 1 hour strategy session for pitch. I do a lot of them. I do my meeting at 5 p.m. I do my meeting on Monday by 5 p.m. on Wednesday. I do my Saturday, which is here. Okay, so those are the three things. Another way I show the plan is on Tuesday night. I invite guests to the Tuesday night. Those are my 4 times I show the plan. The other times I show the plan are in between. So sometimes I'll do one-on-one meetings if someone invites me to a one-on-one meeting, like I did with one of my guys the other day. He signed up a few people. So I do one-on-ones for the people that ask me to. That's the second thing I'm doing during the day. I'm showing the plan. Here's why. You already know the answer, because my income is in direct proportion to how many times I showed the plan. And then the third thing I'm doing, I'm doing my coaching, or I'm doing my enrolling, or I'm doing training. So like with my one-on-one coaching clients, when they book my time on my calendar, I train them. I coach them. I'm teaching them their skills. I'm improving their skill set. What am I doing here? I'm teaching you. I'm training you. I'm improving your skill set. Here's why. Because my business is going to grow when your business grows. If I help you guys get your 5, it increases your income, but it also increases my income. We're all on the same team. See, so I have a vested interest in helping you guys get the skill. That's why I spend this time, is to help you guys get the skill to grow your business. So that's the next thing you can do, is you can invite them to a meeting. So remember, we talked about 3 things. 1, you can invite them to a one-on-one where you're doing the presentation. Second thing you can do is invite them to a 2-on-1, which is me and the person and you, or Ray and the person and you, or Steve and the person and you. You can invite them to the second thing. Third thing you do is invite them to an event. Mondays and Wednesdays, 5 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday, Saturday, 12 noon to 12 to 2, meeting and training. So you should block that out on your calendar. That's your business. And then you just do that till you hit your goal. Do that till you hit your goal. You work it as a business. If you work it as a business, it'll pay you like a business. So now how do you invite? Hey, listen, here's a little script I'll give you for invitations. So now when you want to invite, so you've generated the lead, you've converted the lead to a prospect. Now it's time to invite them. Here's a good way to say it. Here's a couple different ways to say it. One is, listen, we have a private a strategy session that we do on 5 o'clock on Mondays. It's not open to the public. It's by invitation only. If you'd like to come, I can invite you and you can come and check it out and learn more about it and see how I can help you grow your business. Would you be open to that? Very simple invitation. A couple key things in there. It's by invitation only. It's not open to the public, because it's true. It is by invitation only. And then you can say, if you'd like to come, I can invite you and you can come check it out. When they say yes, what do you send them? Your smart link to the event. That's why today you want to go get your smart links set up. Okay. Or if they say Monday's not going to work for me, okay, well, let me look. How does Tuesday work for you? Yeah, Tuesday at 9 p.m. works. I could do that. Okay, great. Then you send them that smart link. So you got to make sure you know which smart link goes with which event, because the Tuesday night smart link works for every Tuesday, but only Tuesday. The Monday and Wednesday works for the Monday and Wednesday only. And then the Saturday works for the Saturday only. Okay. Got that? All right. So now that's a basic invitation script. You can also invite them to a one-on-one. Hey, listen, if you want, I can show you a strategy session and give you a little strategy session myself. Take about an hour. If you're available tomorrow, what's your schedule look like tomorrow? Say at 2 o'clock. Yeah, I'm available at 2 o'clock. Okay, great. Let's do this. I'm going to send you my link. You just come check it out. I'll show you how it works. And at the end, if it makes sense for you, I'll help you get set up and get you started so we can help you start making some more insurance sales. Okay, great. See how I said that? I invited them to a one-on-one. You can invite them to a one-on-one the same way, but you can say, hey, listen, the president of the company, sometimes I can possibly get them online with us. If you're available, I can possibly get you involved in front of him and he can show you how it works. Are you available then? Or you can edify me and talk about what I can do for them. Any of those can work. So you can invite them to a one-on-one, you can invite them to a two-on-one, you can invite them to a meeting. All right, so good. So those three things are the most important things in your business. If you want to build this part-time or full-time, it all depends on how many times you show the plan. You notice this whole meeting was about how many times you can show the plan and how would it show the plan. But it all starts with you going inside the system and you committing to learning the system. Because they have to believe that you understand the system, you like it. And the more you use it, the better you'll believe in it. Now, are there little quirks in the system? Of course there are with software. But you know what? You go in and you practice it. You'll get better. It'll get easier for you. You get more comfortable with it. And the next thing you know, you're like, wow, this thing's amazing. And that's what will happen. So let's do this. Let's see. Andrew, what is your goal? So let's talk about the date. When are you going to hit your 3? You tell me the date you're going to hit it. Let's commit. What's the date you're going to hit your 3? I want you guys to all think of the rest. Lori and Gail and Cheryl, you guys unmute yourself. Tell me, you can just blurt it out. So Andrew, when are you going to hit your goal? When are you going to hit your 3?
Let me check my calendar for a second.
When you set your calendar, got it. No problem. Lori, when are you going to hit your goal?
I am going to hit my goal Wednesday.
Wednesday, perfect. You're going to hit your 3 by Wednesday. Fantastic. How about you, Gail, when do you hit your goal?
I'm scheduled for Friday.
By Friday, you're going to hit your goal. Fantastic. CJ, when are you going to hit your goal?
I want to get my 5 by Friday.
By 5 by Friday. Got it. See,
Let's go
that's
for Wednesday.
Wednesday, got it. Wednesday, perfect. It's not go for Wednesday. You make a decision, get it done by Wednesday. That's it. You can do that. There is no doubt. See, and here's the coolest part about this, Andrew. You're in 100% control if it's going to happen or not. 100%, not 99%. You can't say you don't have enough leads. You got plenty of leads. Can't say, I don't know how to show the plan. You do. I just taught it to you. Can't say, well, I don't have anybody to show it for me. I don't know it well enough. Can't say that either because we'll show it for you or you can invite them to an event. You're in 100% control of you hitting your goal. Question is, are you going to do it? Is it a goal or is it a wish? Because there's a big difference between the two. And I want you guys to understand this. Successful people set goals and they make a decision to hit it. Now, if you don't hit your goal, does that mean you failed? No. It just means you just hit your goal. You know what you do? You reschedule the date. If you say, I'm going to hit it by Wednesday and you hit it on Thursday, so what? But you would have never hit it on Thursday if you had not set the goal. I can guarantee you this. If you don't set a goal, I can guarantee you won't hit it. That's a guarantee. Matter of fact, let me rephrase it. If you don't set a goal, I guarantee you will hit it. In other words, you'll make no money if you don't set a goal. It won't work. Goals don't fail. People do. People don't set the goal. They fail to set the goal. So let me show you how powerful this is. And I'm going to show you in my life, and I'm going to show you. See, I told you when I jumped into this thing, I was all over the place. You guys don't even understand. I mean, I was gung-ho. I started spending money like crazy, thinking, okay, I can do all this marketing and all this stuff. And now I'm not a marketing guy. And guess what it is? Marketing doesn't work in this business. You know why? Because it's a direct sales business. So it took me 2 months almost to figure that out. So I'm spending all this money. I'm doing all these different things, trying all these different options out. None of it's working. So I start thinking to myself, wow, I'm in the direct sales business. I need to just do it as direct sales. So let me revamp and create a direct sales business model. That's what I've done. But here's the big thing is I set a goal when I first got into this. I set a goal. I'm going to get 1,000 customers in 90 days. That was my goal. I told everybody I was going to do that. And you know what? I've been working my butt off to get it. And you know what? I have emails going. I have Facebook ads going, all this stuff going, and nowhere near hitting the number. I was like, what the heck is going on? How come I'm not hitting the number? I couldn't figure it out. So up to this point, my numbers are still low, and I only got 15 days left to hit my goal. But let me tell you what I do have. I have a foundation set up. I set up a system where if you just so you guys know, if you guys enroll someone, you're going to get a welcome letter from me helping you get your 4 with techniques and over all that setup. I set up an entire ecosystem for the whole company now for everybody in our team. That every time someone signs up, you're going to actually get a welcome letter to help you get your 4. That's already built into the system. I have a system of training now. I have a video trainings here. I have the trainings the meeting on Mondays, the meeting on Friday, Thursday. I have other meetings that I do for my sales team that all came because I set the goal of 1,000. I also said I was going to do other things. I said I was going to be doing some direct sales training. So I'm putting together a whole direct sales system. But you know what? I still haven't hit my goal yet. But you know what? It doesn't matter. Now, my intent is to get it by the 15th. I still have the 15th. Now, how am I going to go from where I am to 1,000 in less than 15 days? How am I going to do that? Don't know, but I intend on it. You understand? I intend on it. Now, let's say I don't. Let's say by the time the date comes, I don't hit my goal. You know what I do? I just adjust the time. I say, okay, I got 15 more days to do it. 15 more days come, I don't hit my goal, I adjust it again. Okay, I got 15 more days to do it. Here's why. Let me explain right. Write this down. This is powerful. There's no such thing as an unrealistic goal, just an unrealistic time frame. See, my time frame was off because I didn't have the skill. I didn't have the knowledge of what to do. So my time frame was off. But let's say I hit the goal in 4 months instead of 3. Let's say I hit the goal in 5 months instead of 3. Let's say it takes me 6 months to hit the goal of 1,000 paid customers in 6 months. You know what that means? I'm making between $20,000 and $30,000 a month residual without getting out of bed, without signing up another coaching call. It took me 3 to 6 months. So what if it takes me 6 months? What if it took me a year? What else am I going to do to generate $1,000 a month of residual income in a year? You understand? The goal wasn't the problem. What the problem was, the time frame was off because I didn't have the knowledge or the skill to do it. That's all. You see, the same thing with you. There's no such thing as an unrealistic goal. It's just the unrealistic time frame. So, but here's the cool part. Your goals you guys just set about getting your 5 and getting your 4 and getting your 3 and all that, that's not unrealistic. You're 100% in control of that. You know what you got to do? Is create urgency. You got to be urgent to do it. You got to say, I'm going to do it. That's it, period. No matter what. I'm going to go in to learn that product today. No, I can't go to that birthday party today. Nope, I'm not doing it. I'm staying home. I'm learning this product and I'm getting it done. You got to make a decision. See, once you make a decision, that's when things get done. See, there's a lot of people that are interested in their success. They're interested in getting successful. And then there's some people that are committed to getting successful and making it happen. And there's a big difference between the two. See, in my business, I've learned I'd rather have one person that's committed than 1,000 people that are interested. See, one person that's committed will change the world. One person that will change their whole financial history and they'll change their income status. See, I'm sure Ray would rather have one of me than 1,000 of other people because I'm committed. You understand? And that's the same thing in your business. You got to be committed. You got to be the most committed person in your own team. And then you'll start to find those people because you'll attract them. Mm-hmm. Got it? So I wanted to share that with you guys. I appreciate you being here today. I want to open it up real quick. Lori, what 3 things did you like best about this training and why? And how do you feel about what you just learned today?
Okay, so one of the first things that I liked about the training is, Stephen, I always enjoy gaining more knowledge and a deeper skill set from you because you just have so much experience in this field. So that's the first thing, is the knowledge that I get from you, getting better at what I'm doing and refocusing because something's not working right and I need to come back at it and get better at connecting, with generating my leads, focusing in on my at least 2 to 5 a week or 3 to 5 a day, depending on what my calendar's like. So that's what I got out of it today. I got a lot, and I really appreciate your time. I feel a lot better, and I am committed. You know I am. I wouldn't be here if I wasn't.
That's right. Absolutely, Lori. Thank you. I appreciate that. Gail, how about yourself? What 3 things you like best about this meeting today, and why?
Before I state what I liked best, could you talk about getting a domain? I think I heard you say that. And is that like a landing page, or what is that?
Great
exactly?
question. You can just go to GoDaddy.com, GoDaddy.com, and then just buy a domain. I buy a domain to make it easy for people to find me, like meetstephengreg.com. It's easier. Active Webinars takes them to my landing page. I like to use domains because it's easier than these little ugly links that you can get. So that's what I do. So just go to GoDaddy.com and you can buy one. They're like $10 a year or something like that.
Okay, got it. Okay, so
yeah.
what I like, pardon me?
No, go ahead, please.
I liked about you share information about the short links, because that made sense to me. I like the scripts that you've given us on what to say to people, which that we have to memorize, practice until it becomes part of us. I thought that was important. And let's see, making sure your goals have a date attached to it and make it a short date so you have more urgency.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a very important thing, because a lot of people don't realize that if you set a date, that's one thing. But if you set a date too far out, then there's no urgency. You forget all about the goal. So
Right.
The shorter the date, and it all depends on what the goal is. If it's something that's easily attainable, then set it as a short date and get it done. Real simple. Yeah, like with me, when I first got in here, my goal is to get my 20 in the first 2 weeks. It took me 3 weeks. Okay. But guess what? I got my 20. So it all depends on how fast you want to do it. Yeah. So great. I appreciate that. Andrew, your last, could you maybe put your camera on if you don't mind? Just tell us what you like best about what you said about the training.
Give me 1 second, because I'm actually getting ready to do something at 2 o'clock. But what I liked about the training was I was able to pick up a few sales nuggets, understand the product a little bit more in depth, and get a general idea of what I got to do to, do it for what I do in my business, and 2, be able to do it to generate, generate leads and bring people into this business and, promote it and show it to people.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you for sharing. And the big thing I just want to leave you guys with is this. The most important thing you got to understand is that in this business, the business is going to work because you do. That's a key thing. Track your activity. When you track your activity, your results increase. Keep that in mind. Track your daily activities, because if you get really good at that and then you do the things we talked about, there's no way you're going to be able to hit the goals that you want, and you'll be able to live the lifestyle that you guys want as well. All right. So I appreciate you being here, all of you. If next week, invite your guests, invite teams, invite your team. If you have people that you brought in, invite them here. Invite them to the training, invite them to the Monday meeting, invite them to the Wednesday and the Tuesday. Invite those people there, your existing team, because think about what you got out of this training today. Imagine next week, if you had 2 or 3 or 5 people on your team, how fast would they tear out of here and go build their business?
Okay.
That's what makes this work.
All right.
All right, guys, have a great
Thank you.
weekend.
Have a great weekend.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Guys.
Thank you. Thank you very
You're
much.
welcome.